Okay, it's wonderful to be back, and what we're going to do now is focus on some sound, specifically on this ukulele. I'm not sure that I told you previously, but Eric calls this ukulele a tenatone. The reason why he calls the ukulele a tenatone is that it's kind of a combination of tenor and baritone. Why? Because the dimensions of this ukulele and the sound and even the tuning are kind of between a tenor and a baritone ukulele. So what we're going to do is give you opportunity to play your ukulele. Let's trade ukuleles.
Okay, there we go.
And
Don't you keep that baby blue? Okay,
I
I
don't
want
know.
that baby blue
I
back.
think this thing would look good in my living room.
I told
buddy.
you I'll have to fight you for that. Okay.
Okay, well, while you're thinking about what you're going to play, I want to tell the people one short anecdote about that ukulele. About 2-3 years ago, Eric and I were talking, and we do that a lot. And he said, Kimo, what do you think if we had a workshop, very small workshop, and the whole idea of this workshop is that everybody who came would go home with, with a DeVine ukulele. And in the interim, every now and then we'd get together, because at the time it was just kind of an idea we're throwing out between sips of beer. And so every now and then it would come up, and one day I said, Eric, you ready to go on this thing? And he said, yes. And our relationship is a really cool one, and we love doing things like that. Long story short, we actually had this event. It was in Maui, and it was an ultra deluxe event, and everybody who came went home with one of these. One of the participants in that event was our guest of honor.
And I'm still alive to tell the tales afterwards, because it was fantastic. I mean, that batch of tenatones that Eric made, and obviously in collaboration with Kimo, they were out of this world, and every one of them was unique. And I mean, this one's unique, and one of the things that Kimo didn't really point out here is, you've got this opal, and if you can see it just in the right light, there's bits of pink, there's little bits of green, and then you've got these green leaves in here that are also pearl. And so, I mean, this thing is so attractive. And I mean, when it goes down to...
And so you were not only one of the participants, but this is the ukulele the tenatone that you went home with.
Well, yeah, I mean, I ended up with this tenatone, and I love it. It's a great, great instrument.
Okay.
Very different from a baritone. Different
Right.
style of voice.
Yeah.
And sound. But I mean, what I'll do...
Share some sounds with
just
us.
share a little bit of sound. I'm not a Kimo Hussey, but we can always pretend. Beautiful, beautiful sounding instrument.
I agree.
Soft.
Oh, I think an appropriate depiction of that sound would be Amazing Grace.
Yes. Beautiful instrument.
Yeah,
Great sound.
yeah. To me, that sound as opposed to High and Bright emphasizes a little more mellow ness, and it's just very beautiful.
And really, for folks out there, that B flat tuning really fits this instrument and this kind of sound, okay? Because I be honest with you, the standard tuning on here doesn't resonate with me, okay?
Right.
But this tuning, it's like a completely different instrument, and it fits. And it's a great excuse to have one more ukulele, being honest.
Very good. Well, we always need one more than however many we have.
Absolutely. So you can have a nice tenor, you can have your tenor-tone tuned to B flat, and your baritone over here,
Yeah.
and you can feel less guilty about it, honestly.
Cool.
Hopefully that was okay. I didn't screw up too badly that time, so that was a bonus.
One of the things I'd like to share with you is if you have a tenor ukulele, one that's tuned G, C, E, A, even a normal tenor ukulele with normal scale, and especially if you play with a low G tuning, what you might do is try to downtune your ukulele and see if you love the sound. A lot of people have tried it and they like it. And again, you downtune it one full step to F, B flat, D, and G. Okay, let's move on to a different and equally wonderful sound.
Yeah. Sorry, Eric DeVine. 3 of them into one place. You do not realise just how fortunate and lucky we are to be doing this, okay? And it's great to share with you because this does not happen very often. So,
Yeah. And speaking of different and just as wonderful, here comes another Eric DeVine sound. Let me tell you about this ukulele, and then we'll get Grant to play us another tune. First of all, this is spruce, yes, the top. This also has a side port, and the sides and back are
Brazilian
rosewood too.
and almost identical.
Right.
They're almost identical. Off the
Okay,
same.
I tell you what, hold it up like this, and follow me around. Follow me around. There you go. We'll do this in stereo, just to show you how wonderful these ukuleles are. And just when we come back to the top, let me share with you that this opal is this opal too? The
Yeah,
blue.
that's blue opal.
This blue. It's totally blue. Around here, opal, and he's got the matching blue with fret markers on the fretboard, and his headstock. The design of his logo is just beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, when I worked with it, I gave Eric the said, I want the blue, and I'd like your logo to be blue, and the Brazilian rosewood when he was making it, and he said, the rest is up to you.
Yeah.
And I think that one of the things about these Kimo that you notice is there's lots and lots of intricacies in there, okay? But it works because the instrument is still subtle.
They all fit together wonderfully.
It's that balance
Yeah.
again that you talk about all the
Right.
time. It's really well balanced.
So this is a tenor-tone, and this is a baritone, and so that's the reason why you hear a different in tuning. Once more. Okay, so let me grab that from you. I give you this.
Thank you, baby blue. So I name all my instruments. This is Maui green, Maui green opal, and this is baby blue. So, do you want me to play again?
Yeah, it's I want to tell the people that I personally have a very, very high interest in baritone ukes, and I wanted 2020. In fact, I started on a baritone project in 2020 and asked about 6 or 7 different builders to build their versions of baritone ukes. that I wanted to play in our annual exhibition, but the pandemic kind of took care of that. And in the meantime, Eric also wanted to make some baritone ukes because of the event that he held in February that we went to, the Tenatone event, because there was a baritone there that one of the participants, Tom Bales, took delivery. And everybody loved that baritone uke. So we were talking about 2020 being, the year for a baritone project. So, rather than talk some more about it.
But again, I think it's a great point about this the COVID situation that we all find ourselves in, because that's one of the reasons we're doing this. Kimo can sit here all day long and do videos on great ukes, but we thought we'd just share a little bit of reality and stories and make people feel like they're engaging again in some new ukulele stuff. So, but I love this ukulele.
Why?
the sound is, so I like to sing. I'm not a great singer, by the way, but I like to sing. And the voice of this instrument it matches well with what I have in the vocal range, right?
Yeah.
And I love the baritone because it is so mellow. That 4 o'clock in the morning time, picking up Baby Blue and just sitting gently playing on it, it's marvelous. It's kind of magical for me, and it makes it hard. It really does, because all ukuleles need to be played and they need to be loved on for them to be at their best. So that means you need to play all your uks. The longer they sit there, they start crying for help and they don't play as well. But Baby Blue is, let me see if I can pull this off.
Good for you.
Hear it? Oh yeah. That's addictive. I mean, it's like that's for me. That is the magic. And that was hard for me to play in front of the camera, right? So understand that. But when I do that and it sounds like that, it just makes me want to do more and listen and play better.
You know what? Speaking of doing more, I need to throw the penalty flag on that one.
Why?
Because when you were talking before you played, I got the impression that you were going to sing for us.
No, hell no.
And you didn't.
We don't want to ruin this.
What?
We don't want to ruin this video. It's bad enough when we're talking.
Not even a little bit?
No.
Are you sure?
Absolutely. Listen.
Okay, next time.
Next time. I made a promise that I was not going to cuss through this whole video, and so far I've been good, so don't push me, Mr. Kimo Hussey.
Okay, good. Okay, you know what? I'll pick up the penalty flag.
Okay.
Next time.
But anyway, so hear the difference from the B flat tuning, the tenatone, baritone, and then,
Yeah.
this crazy thing here.
Okay, let's see. Let's
watch
trade.
this. Look, I can multitask.
Okay, and I'm going to grab this one.
Perfect.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Before we get on to our final ukulele for today, anyway, I'd like to tell the people that Generally, in ukulele, when we talk about enjoying different sounds, the discussion gets limited to whether or not we use a high G or a low G string on the ukulele, and that's just wonderful. But you know what? If we just expand a little bit and talk about changing sounds, just enjoying different sounds. There are so many ways to go, and in my estimation, there are a lot more ways to go than I know about. And so one of the things that keeps me in ukulele is learning, because you know what? In order to change sound, you can change a low G string to a high G string. You can play a baritone ukulele because it sounds differently, because it's tuned differently. You can play a 5-string uke,
Yeah, B flat.
a 6-string uke, change the tuning to B flat, like we did. So there are many ways to go. Speaking of ways to go, this is one of my favorites. One of the things about knowing outstanding ukulele builders like Eric DeVine is that I've had lots of opportunity to collaborate with him and collaborate with other people and learn about things, about quality ukes that make things better for me. For example, when the action is really nice and light, like it is on this ukulele, it's so much easier to play. When the instrument is easier to play, the music comes out nicer. When the music comes out nicer, it encourages us to keep going. And all of that we can have and enjoy just through collaboration.
I normally
with
try and
builders.
steal them. Every time Kimo does a collaboration with somebody, I try and sneak in the middle there before it arrives, and I'll take that off your hands, Mr. Kimo.
Yeah.
What?
Well, it was direct collaboration that led Eric to build not this uke, but he built a prototype of this uke several years ago, and just got interrupted with building more tenors. So because of this baritone project that I was mentioning, Eric decided to do this. So let's talk about this uke, and then we'll get Grant to play us something. The top is curly redwood. And before we go any further, one of the things I want to mention about the top, especially to builders, is that this is a laminated top. Eric felt and has read, I assume, that with the curly top, it would be wonderful because it's soft. It would be wonderful if he could figure out a way to kind of strengthen it and keep it from harming itself, because there's a lot of pressure on this top. So what he did was to go with a lamination, and the result is this, and the resultant sound is this. So it's a wonderful way to take wood like this that looks just beautiful and give it strength, at the same time not compromise anything that would lead to a lesser sound. The sides and back is Cuban mahogany, and we have a special story to relate about this Cuban mahogany. I got a call one day from I don't remember who, but the call was, Kimo, I just heard about this Cuban mahogany tree that I think was felled by wind. And evidently somebody had found out that this tree, the quality of the wood in this tree was very, very high, especially for making instruments. So they wanted to know, if I was interested in buying some, and I said, really, I love the thought of a Cuban mahogany ukulele, especially one that would sound good, but I'm a player and not a builder. So I told him, thank you very much, and I'll call some of my friends with regard to getting some of this Cuban mahogany. I don't know. I don't know how Eric got this Cuban mahogany, and it doesn't matter.
I don't know where that DeVine gets half of these woods. I think
know.
it's like he gets them from another planet. You know, they're just amazing picks, and yeah.
I think the next thing Eric needs to figure out is how we can take like that ukulele and plant it. Plant it and grow it, and then we can harvest ukuleles like that. Isn't that great?
I just don't know where he gets those woods from though, because they're just phenomenal, and his choice and selection is class.
Back to this guy. As you can see, one of the things that Eric has done is to use two colors, red and blue, to present in this ukulele. So the red and blue, at least in the binding, starts here and goes around here, and at this point he uses red to come up here and all the way up here. As you can see in the rosette, he brings together the blue and the red in quite an interesting and beautiful way. The blue goes up here to this point right here. And then he uses red, and on this side, blue, all the way up here higher, and then red. The fret markers are divided also between blue and red, and it all comes to fruition and conclusion on his headstock, where both come together in harmony. Speaking of harmony, one of the wonderful things I like about this uke is that it takes everything about this uke points toward and results in harmony, and that's the whole idea behind ukulele and music, is to seek musical harmony. It is that musical harmony that makes us feel good. So if we can figure out what it is about ukulele and music that creates harmony, and the best way is to learn to play it. That would have a lot of impact to what's going on nowadays. The big attraction, at least for me, on this ukulele is the strings. It's a 6-string ukulele. As you can see, there are 6 tuners. The 2 courses that are doubled are the 2 lower courses. In baritone tuning, this is a D, then a G, then a B, then an E. Let me do that again. In baritone tuning, this is a D, a G, a B, and an E. On this ukulele, on the lower D string, there's also an octave higher string, and on the G string, there's also an octave higher string. And the reason for that is for my own personal style of play, which is I let my forefinger get to the melody, and for harmony I just brush down. That starts with the lower string. So my thinking was, if there's more sonority in the harmony, it would make for a wonderful sound.
Listen to that thing.
And it does. Okay, buddy. Before we run out of time, let's just trade ukuleles here, and do something for us there.
So when we spoke to Eric earlier on, he said his theme here was to pull the elements together, and Kimo brought it in as harmony. But he was like, the fire and water, pulling all the elements together, representing that complete harmony.
Sure.
And I've never played a 6-string really before until today. I tried once, and I think it was a Kala for some description, and it felt really strange in my hands. It just felt like there was extra strings in there. But when I played this today, it was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Listen to that. Beautiful. Beautiful. I wish I'd have managed to steal this one.
I heard that.
Oh dear. So
Can I try something?
please, let's finish off with the master.
Well, thank you for that. Before I play out, let me say that I think one of the most wonderful things about ukulele and the enjoyment of playing is that it never ends. There is always something to learn and enjoy. And at the same time that we talk about the ukuleles that Eric has made, we also know that he continues to study. We continue to play just so that we can continue expanding ukulele. Okay, in conclusion, what I want to do is play a seasonal song for you on this ukulele. With, of course, apologies to Santa Claus, because I might make some stylistic changes. Okay. Meadows. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you so
Aloha.
much. See you next time. There's
Aloha.
more to come.
Great job, buddy.
Thank you, bud.